stops. Oh, he's got him, and he's got him around his legs. A shade of Shakil Ahmed to that one. They've uncovered a gem here. Have Oman in the shape of the youngster Nadim Khan. Did it with the bat in the last game, doing it with the ball now. And Powdell's got to go for just one.
This is excellent bowling, excellent over by Nadim Khan. 2 wickets in this over. Rohit Powdell exposing his stumps. Wanted to grab that behind, but the leg stump coming off the groove there. He has to part of the one. Nepal 63 for 2.
Well then, what do we have here? Fascinating change to the order. Kushal Malla, who has been listed at number 4, has come in at number 4 throughout the competition. He's had a different run. A good score against West Indies in the first game, the Unity Cup, and since then in this qualifier, each shy of runs. Shakil Ahmed returns to the attack in his third. 2 left-arm spinners bowling in tandem. Surely this is the tailor-made custom situation as to why you want Kushal Malla here, son.
Left arm orthodox bowling, and why you get your left arm batsman to counter-attack.
This is Osman's had a few struggles against maybe express pace, a bit of bumping. Left arm speed is his breakfast, lunch and dinner. He sent Tyree in just to accumulate some rhythm. This is a strange ball. We've seen a few slightly strange ones, haven't we? I understand somebody pure all the way down to number 8. I don't understand why Gulshan Jah was held so far back in the last game. There's always a flexibility with the order. And rightly so, because there are so many different combinations and permutations and factors that come into play. This exact scenario right now, despite the 2 quick wickets, not tailor-made for Kushal Malla.
He should have been set to counter-attack the left arm orthodox. Shakil Ahmed with a bit expensive today. Rohit Powdell had a good liking. Easily done by Powdell down the ground. The singer is looking for the second.
This always happens, Paresh, whenever I name a few places. I get a message. Sir, you haven't said Thuratham or Sulakung or Dulpa or Mugu or Makwinpur. I can't name all 77 on air, I'm sorry. I will try to get a mention in for everyone. Shows how many people are watching all around the world. If you do want to get in touch, use that hashtag T20 World Cup and we will try and read out your messages. Any questions for Paresh? His last night with us, won't be with us the last 2 nights, it's only 2 games each day. You can get those directly to me at Cricket Badge and we'll read those questions out. Where we have an opportunity as Irie takes on Jatinder Singh and needed to get going, and he's so quick he'll think about the second. Good fielding from Singh. Make for an interesting replay this. 9 have been bowled, 67 for 2. He is rapid, Paresh. What do you got home? Four bowlers used so far, just 2 wickets for Nadim Khan.
Sufyan Mahmood and Nadim Khan doing good. Just 13 runs into overs and 2 wickets for Nadim Khan.
He really had to get going there today. He is rapid, but whether he was going to be quick enough, because Jatinder Singh, it was straight at him. Got a good arm too, the captain of Oman. He's been a good fielder. So he's in that important position there. Extra cover. Going to bowl his third now. Oh, that's beautifully bowled. It's gone. And Nadim Khan is on fire. He's changing this game. He He's swinging it the way of the hosts. The promotion of Irie up the order to number 4. Excuse me, to number 5 doesn't work. It's number 4 he was in. He's gone now. Irie, well, he has to take the long walk back. This was plumb. Trapped LBW right in front.
Excellent bowling by Nadeem Khan. Slightly slow through the air. Misses it completely. There was a hint of a turn. That is why the guy was deceived. Big love in front.
I like the look of him ever since I've seen him. He's got a classical action. Nepal, after such a good start, got themselves in a horrible tangle. It's Nadeem Khan. Inspired comeback. Well as he bowled. He's got 3 for just 13. Irie's gone. And Nepal get to the drinks break. We'll have a break here in the commentary box in a spot of bother. 67 for 3. Is the 12th player, but also with all of the additional interest and exposure, fanaticism, comes occasionally a little bit of criticism and some nonsense. More than one occasion we spoke about Jazz vilification after just short by 1 run, completely unfair. Always people were saying that. And right now it's Kushal Malik who's feeling the ire of the Nepal fans, and a few posts pointing out his lack of rating. He's got a bit of particularly this ground, what it is about Muscat. Maybe the biggest boundaries in the world, but certainly very fair boundaries all the way around. Pitches often can be conducive to spin, so it can be tricky to score on points, but tonight feels like a big night for him. He's got that ODI century, of course, against Oman, the ACC Premier at the TU ground. Can he reward the faith that Stuart Law and all of the coaching staff going in Oman, so it's all are shown in?
He showed confidence in today's innings. Came out, I don't know what to punch for him. Just played straight.
Saw a big change in him last year when he was given the captaincy. There's 8 players selected as the sort of the marquee players who were given the honour of captaining one of the NPL franchises. He certainly took like that to a duck to water. 10 bowled, 73 for 3.
This is the batting card. Asif Sheikh 24 and Rohit and Anu Singh ID Couldn't do much today, Rohit, getting a 50 last game against Qatar. It will be interesting to see when Adil Alam comes to bat or when Gulshan Shah. He has been striking the ball very well.
Fascinating that it's going to be Shakil Ahmed to bowl out here. For the left-arm spinner who has had the most phenomenal 2 years, when he debuted back in 2023, came to international cricket quite late in his career. He's rarely been wicketless. This evening, Bertel in particular has played him very nicely. But what does Mala do? Is Mala going to have a go against him knowing it's his final over, or is he happy to just help rebuild for this fourth wicket partnership?
Whenever he gets in his range, in his zone, he will definitely go for it. Kushal Malla, one glimpse we saw against Qatar, the 6 that he scored. It was a brilliant cotton bowled by the bowler when he tried to play an aggressive shot against the left arm.
A bit unlucky in that last game, wasn't he? What a catch. That was. Just been given a life. He's given a life, then he kind of hit one in fury down the ground for 6, which is the area that he loves long on to sort of get a corner region or deep mid wicket. What's his approach going to be here? Happy just to work it around for a few singles. We spoke earlier in his career, Paresh, didn't we, a lot about trying to get him to count to 10, because it tends to be when he gets in against the pace of the surface, because he can hit so incredibly well down the ground, he can get that strike rate moving. He probably does he hit the biggest ball in the team? Him and Gulshan Shah?
Yes, most probably. Both the left-handers, they can hit the big ball.
Very, very round arm, that one. Good fielding. Won't get the second. It's another thing that Oman have been rejuvenated in. They are still carrying a few slightly older players, Ahmed himself, Mohammed Nadeem and Amir Kaleem, but a bit of youth has come in. Aryan Bisht, alongside Nadeem Khan, young guys, fit guys, very athletic. Vinayak Shukla's a very good keeper. They look much better in the third discipline, perhaps, than they were 2 years ago.
Youngsters coming in for Oman, a good platform, a good program that Oman Cricket has. Beautiful facilities here, Oman Cricket Academy, 2 ovals, side by side.
Landmark for Kushal Malla. That will be his 1000th T20I run. He'll get back with a couple, very well run. He becomes the 5th batter to get to that landmark. Has the 1 century to his name, 4 50s. He'd love to add to that this evening. And of those batters who've got to 1000 T20I runs or more for Nepal, he's got the highest strike rate of the lot. So a nice little landmark for him, despite not having the best tournament.
You would like to have this game as a good one in this tournament.
Oh, there he goes. It is trademark Malla. Doesn't quite get it out of the screws, but he'll pick up 2 more. I just wonder, will Jatinder Singh maybe be tempted not to turn to Amir Kaleem? It'll round out Shakil Ahmed's spell. He's bowled 4 overs, none for 33 for him. It's 80 for 3. Well, 9 overs left here in this T20I. The top of the table clash, the only 2 unbeaten sides in the competition. As Nadeem Khan will bowl his 4 on the bounce. Jatinder Singh, well, he's somewhat showing his hand here, and that's only 4 different bowlers used. Where's he going to turn next? You'd imagine Aryan Bisht will have to come into the game, but then of course he's got Chitan Kumar Ramanandi as well.
He might well go with the Ramanandi because of the experience that he has. Aryan Bisht is an off spinner. He Ken coming next for the left-hander.
Can's range of delivery speeds with no real change in action, very impressive. That one was much flatter, much quicker. Mala unlucky. Yard either side of Singh, that would have been 4.
That was over-pitched, but hit straight to the fielder, Jatinder Singh, the captain of Oman.
There goes Mala. Now, has he got enough of it? I don't think so. And it's taken. The matchup was in Mala's favour, but Khan is having a night to remember. 24 years of age. He is bursting onto the international scene in this tournament. 4 for 20 for him as Mala misses out once more.
This is very good bowling by Nadeem Khan. Just bowling it a bit back of the length. While trying to go over the top, but could time it. Easy catch for the fielder at long on.
I think it was there to be hit. Just Mala hasn't got the connection he would have wanted. He's gone for 7. BT 1 for 4 now, Nepal. Career best figures for the young man with a very bright future. Full of confidence from that player of the match performance, that 30 not out, that will really hold UAE over the line. Hold Oman over the line against UAE in that final over. Chasing a very low total, made 30 not out, including hitting the match-winning runs. He's thinking of a 5 for now. Adil Alam comes to the crease and this one barely beats the outside edge. Great bowling again.
Very clever Nadeem Khan, bowling it outside the off stump. Ball whooshing and turning.
Yeah, Khan, born in Pakistan, in Mardan, just outside the valley of Peshawar. Slip comes in. What an achievement it would be to get a first 5-wicket haul in international cricket. Not to be, but another great delivery. Outstanding spell. Really impressed with Nadeem Khan. He's got 4 for 20. All 4 wickets to fall belong to that man, but now he's bowled out. It's 81 for 4.
4 overs given away, only 20 runs and taken 4 wickets. All 4 wickets to fall for Nepal, taken by Nadeem Khan.
Yeah, remarkable. Really impressed with that spell. And again, the variations in pace, Paresh, with no discernible change in action. And I think that's what Nepal have struggled to pick up. Never seen him before, haven't played against him. And you could just see that certainly he's been the pick of the bowlers. And full of confidence after that great innings against the UAE that in essence has ended up qualifying Oman for the World Cup. It's been the difference. Imagine they lost that game, how different the table would look right now. It will be Jiten Kumar Ramanandi. It'll be full of cutters and slower balls and a big mix of everything. And he too has been very effective. He's tended to be used in this role, which, well, in the modern T20I game, is there a more difficult role than this one? Come on in the 13th or the 14th over and bowl your last 4 on the bounce.
That is what we've seen. Pratirana used to bowl in that similar manner, playing against Chennai Super Kings.
Yeah, I do think it's the most difficult role in T20I cricket. In some ways, bowling your 4 on the bounce at the top is actually easier despite the fielding restrictions. But he seems to thrive under that pressure, likes bowling at the death. Good call. Bertel was always getting there, and as a consequence, Adil Alam gets home very comfortably. Nothing that either the keeper or the bowler could do there. Singles won't hurt Oman either. For Nepal, the jubilation, the exultation of being qualified for the World Cup, it has to be tempered with the fact that they haven't been at their best in this tournament.
Yes, each and every game they have struggled in the first 10 overs while bowling and even in batting. Thanks to the fielding and the bowling after 10 overs.
It's really been the fielding for me that's kept them in this tournament, kept them unbeaten. You look at all 4 matches, the 2 in the group stages, they were in all sorts of bother against Kuwait with the bat. Okay, yes, Kushal Patel played very nicely for his 66, dismissed off the penultimate delivery. But if it wasn't for Gulshan Jazz 20 off 5, it was 3 sixes he hit in 5 deliveries. I'm not sure they would have won that game, even though they bowled very well to restrict Kuwait to 83 all out. Then against Japan were very well set at 97 for 1 for a 160, 170 total. Zadil Alam has a big yahoo at that one, gets nowhere near it. And then, well, we've seen the headlines created by the 2 Super 6 games. I'm not quite sure how they won the one against UAE, defending 140, but then the game against Qatar, I said they should have lost it 9 times out of 10. They probably should have lost it 98 times out of 100. And even Rohit Powdell in the post-match said, I've no idea how he won that match.
Qatar was going really good till the 10th over when Sandeep Lamichhane came into ball. That is the time it all turned.
The googly, wasn't it? To the left-hander. This one's flicked into the leg side. Pretty stylishly played. It'll just be a single, though, for Mohamed Adil Alam. Lamichhane's brilliance won Nepal that game. It was that simple. But also there needs to be a little asterisk next to it, because Asif Sheikh's glove work, without that, even then they might have come up short.
It all started by Sandeep Lamichhane and then back-to-back run-outs, direct hits by Dipendra Singh Airi and Mohammad Adil Alam. That changed the course of the game.
It's amazing. Oman's journey then has been, well, maybe a little simpler to being unbeaten, but even they have been pressed in 2 or 3 of their 4 matches. It's been such a good tournament, it really has. Another marvellous advert, tremendous advert for the associate game, the importance of it. And we have our 18th and 19th qualifiers for the T20 World Cup. You're watching them live from here in Muscat with 13 bowled, 86 for 4. And the star of the show with the ball, well, it's been Nadeem Khan. He's got 4 for. Let's have a look at all 4 of those wickets. The first one, Asif Sheikh giving himself room. The second one, well, maybe a little naive from Rohit Powdell to expose his leg stump. The third one, as plumb as they come. And then the fourth one, it was there to be hit by Kushal Malla, his trademark stroke. But he just didn't get enough of it.
Got the elevation, but not the distance. Kushal Malla, yet again, failing to score runs.
It's funny how certain players, certain grounds, they just struggle at, and this is one for Kushal Malla. I think his highest score in his career here is 35. Now, Amir Kaleem will come in with his left-arm orthodox misfield from Jatinder Singh, will allow a 50 for Kushal Patel. It's his second 50 of the competition, a 13th T20I 50 altogether. Well, he's played beautifully. He's lost a few colleagues around him, but he gets to the landmark of 38 deliveries. Well batted.
It's good batting. This is second 50 for Patel. He started off playing shots against Shakil Ahmed in the power play.
Good running. Aggressive running, positive running, but a very good call. That was all thanks to Patel. Yeah, scores of 66, 21, 28. Just the one failure. That was against Qatar where he made 6. Patel at the top. There probably isn't, alongside Mohammad Wazeem for the UAE, there probably isn't a more important fulcrum, maybe Jatinder Singh too for Oman. Those kind of players, you need them in good touch, get you off to a good start at the power play, and then continue outside of it. Very nicely hit through the offside. I think that fielding disc is going to cost Kushal Patel 4. It really slowed down, didn't it? It hit the white fielding disc after it beat Jatinder Singh. As a consequence, the diving stop keeps it to 2.
Excellent work done there by the fielder at Extra cover, keep extra cover.
Right on the money this time, but again, good positive running. Mohammed Nadeem is never going to be able to stop the single there. It's Alishan Sharafu that's on top of the run scoring charts. He's got 239 runs. Kushal Bertel's just got into second with this innings, as the wide is signalled down the leg side, and I'm not sure anyone's going to catch the captain of Qatar. He's got 14 wickets at the top of the table. Mirza Mohammed Beg, although Sandeep Lamachani in second, will be eyeing up more magic and mystery and penetration with his leg spin in this evening's contest. Best two economy rates of the tournament, Paresh. Might not surprise you. Two left-arm spinners, both for Oman. Nadeem Khan going at just 4.21 per over. Shakil Ahmed just a little more than that.
Yes, the two brilliant bowlers from Oman, the left-arm orthodox, in different style, different variations. Punched down the ground by Bhuttel for a single.
Still no sign of Gulshan Jah for this Nepal side. 14 bowled runs from every ball in that over. It's 94 for 4. So 6 bowlers used now. Still no Aryan Bist, maybe a little bit of a surprise. You've been very impressed, haven't you, though, with Nadeem Khan? I think we both have, Paresh.
Yes, Nadeem Khan, Shakil Ahmed, two different kind of bowlers, both left-arm orthodox, but different variation, different point of release.
You can almost see, and I don't think Nadeem Khan would mind me saying this, you almost see what Nadeem Khan has learnt from bowling with Shakil Ahmed. So it clearly is some inspiration and some significant learnings from his more elder left-arm spinner, as Ramanandi will continue. When you look at the leading levels of the associate game as they dash a single, left-arm spin is vital. It's almost a cheat code, particularly in Cricket World Cup League 2.
Yeah, associate countries playing the League 2, that 8 countries associated with it.
You look at the most economical bowlers, often the most penetrative bowlers, they tend to be left-arm spinners. Probably the exception to that rule has been the likes of a Sandeep Lamachani, just purely due to his individual excellence, becoming the first ever Nepali bowler to get past 250 wickets across ODIs and T20Is a couple of nights ago with that player of the match performance. Pulled powerfully into the leg side, but Adil Alam has just struggled to touch out there. Again, would you rather have seen Gulshan Jah at 6?
That is what we always talk about. Gulshan Jah is in a very good nick. He can strike the ball hard. He's done that before in earlier matches. 20 of 5 against Kuwait, 16 of 8 against Qatar the other night.
Chipped quite stylishly, actually. Bertel's been in complete control, isn't he, of his innings thus far. You think without Bertel's runs in this competition and Gulshan Jah's impacts with the bat, peddling the runs in the last game, they'd have been in real trouble.
Yes, they have, because Kushal Malla is not amongst the runs, and Sundeep Zora also, he was not picked in the first playing 11 today. Lokesh Bum getting an opportunity.
Another over hit, wasn't it? He's losing his shape. He's trying to muscle the ball. You have to remember, for Mohammed Adil Alam, very difficult. He did have the benefit of that A tour down to India, where he credited that with helping force his way back into the national side, but he just hasn't played a lot of cricket for reasons that are very well publicised.
He's been out of not only Nepal cricket, but cricket on a whole.
Completely, and yeah, you're spot on. That's the big difference, isn't it? Like he's even been playing club stuff. Again, another ball. He's trying to hit far too hard. Needs to recognise the match situation here. 4 off 10 is really hurting Nepal. It's hurting Kushal Bertel. It's piling pressure on him at the other end. Excellent bowling from Ramanandi.
Angling the ball away from the right-hander using those cutters. Ramanandi. This is the 15th over. He's given only 3 runs of the first 5 balls. Kushal Bertel rightly so going down and having a chat with Mohammad Adid Alam.
Tries to go again, gets it this time, but hits it straight to the hands of Amir Kaleem, who puts it down. Not an easy chance for the veteran, but one he'll have backed himself to take. It bursts out of his hands, he gets applause from his teammates, but it races for 4. Big moment in the match.
Again, bowling away from the right-hander. Diving effort by the veteran there, but couldn't catch it. Ball going to the boundary on 1 bounce. Full dive to his right, but couldn't hold on to it. Good effort though. After 15, Nepal are 1-0-1 for 4.
Shah Faisal, it's a return for his 3rd over. He's been a real find as well. For Oman, him and Nadeem Khan, their 8 overs, both good in the Asia Cup, particularly Shah Faisal. Bertel cuts that away, one of his favourite shots, and it races across the outfield to accumulate 4 more runs for Nepal. Bertel batting on a different plane really to the rest of his teammates and standing up once more for the nation of Nepal.
Just gives a bit of room to himself, just jumps outside the leg stump and cuts it behind square on the offside.
Good way to start Shah Faisal's return over as well. Interesting field, everyone spread on the leg side. Fine leg in the circle, he's the only one. And that is so Bertel can just work it in there for a 1 or 2 guaranteed. Instead he tries to find 4 more, he does. Precision batting right out towards his teammates, where Asif Sheikh cheers on heartily. We're witnessing a gem of a knock here from Bertel, keeping Nepal alive in this contest.
Again, just shifting his gears towards the leg stump, giving himself room. Just placed it in between the fielders, short third and backward point.
Where have all these fans come from? When I walked up from the toss, there was maybe 30 or 40 people here. Looks more like 300 or 400 now. We're just above that Oman Tel sign there, and all of a sudden the grandstand is rocking. And there is a raucous atmosphere. Everyone wants to be here on the night that Nepal celebrate their qualification, as do Oman, of course. But I think the Oman fans are being significantly outnumbered by those in the blue and red of Nepal. And some pressure really being applied to Shah Faisal right now. Changing the field, so deep backward point's gone back, and that will save the boundary. They'll keep it to a couple, but Bertel will keep the strike. It means square leg is up in the circle. There is an option for Bertel to shuffle across and try and expose that.
That is why the left-hander is bowling away from the right-hander, angling the ball away. That is why the offside field is going to come to play. There is a deep backward point in place and a sweeper cover on the offside along with the long off fielder.
A really good atmosphere building up. These two sides always tend to play out classic encounters. We've spoken about that famous super over 2 years ago in Kathmandu, where Oman were triumphant. Slower ball, much slower. Complete change in arm action to go with it. But Bertel deals with it nicely, gets a single. What's Adil Alam going to do here now, Paresh? Because he is under pressure.
I think he has to go after the bowling. Don't do much, just look at the ball, swing the bat. The field changes for Alam. The backward point comes inside the 30-yard circle, and the squarer goes out.
Carted down the ground. Adil Alam, with that half chance that he was given, looks desperate to make use of that life. He gets warm applause from Bertel. This partnership starting to build up nicely. Very expensive return of Shah Faisal. 3 boundaries in the over already.
It was a slower ball, an off-cutter bowled by Faisal. Just waited for it and then slashed it over the cover fielder for a boundary.
He's tended to be very, very economical in his T20I career thus far. Only exception really was that run for 45 against the UAE in the Asia Cup. Still just his 10th international match. There's so many of this Oman team that are new and fresh to international cricket. But his career economy rate under 7. Nepal really putting him to the sword though. He's been the one they've targeted. Short ball, top edge, gonna fly all the way for another boundary, 4 more. Thirds up in the circle, not the right length to be honest with that field. And yes, Adil Alam gets a bit fortunate to find the edge, but this grandstand, it's actually moving now with the noise from the Nepal fans. 4 more.
It was a pace-on delivery by Shah Faisal. A good, accurate short ball away from the right-hander. Adil Alam tried to pull that on the top edge and ball running towards the boundary at third man. 16 overs has been bowled. Nepal 120 for 4.
Definitely some memories and some beautiful memories and feelings being stirred of that famous final. The crowd was a lot bigger that day in Kathmandu. I think there was probably 25,000 in the TU International Cricket Ground. We were treated to an exhibition that night as both sides celebrated their qualification. Remember, it was Bahrain that Oman had to beat in one semi-final, whereas Nepal got past UAE in the El Clasico across at Mulpani. 184, played 184. They could only be separated by a super over, and Oman were triumphant and got the silverware. Sufyan Mahmood will return to the attack. He's right on the money to start with. He's an underrated cricketer, isn't he, Sufyan Mahmood? He looks a little innocuous with his bowling because he's only medium pace, but he knows his game really well. A very effective campaigner.
Very accurate as well. He rolls his fingers towards the ball, pulls that variation off cutters, leg cutters, back of the length deliveries, pace off, hitting the deck.
That's the shot that Adil Alam has to change. He's trying to overhit. His raw natural power. Remember, he used to play the helicopter shot back in the day as well. But he just needs a slightly more stable base to hold that stroke before he makes contact.
The last boundary he scored off was it was a slower ball angling away. He waited for the ball and then slashed it. That is what he should do. He just has to wait because Mahmood is not bowling pace on deliveries. He's bowling cutters.
Lots of leg cutters in particular. This time it goes a mile into the sky. Jatinder Singh is the fielder who runs around and holds on to an excellent catch and goes with his trademark celebration up to the Oman Cricket Academy pavilion where a lot of the Oman fans are. Real fan favourite here, Oman strike back. Sufyan Mahmood's really deserved that. It's such a skill, such an art to bowl at that kind of pace. Again, it's the leg cutter. Adil Alam, well, he might have hit it 70 or 80 metres high, but wonderful catch out of the dark night sky by Jatinder Singh.
Exceptional catch by the captain. Oman getting back again into the game when the partnership was building. Adil Alam just not watching the ball properly, has to depart for 16, 3 4s in that 16.
money away, it might not be the worst wicket for Nepal. Even though Oman will celebrate heartily, they will know that they have the imposing presence of the youngster Gulshan Jah coming to the crease, who is the best strike rate in the tournament. He's striking at exactly 200, which nobody else really has done with any consistency throughout this event. We've seen some difficult pitches, some slightly slow and turgid ones and turning ones. This tonight's a good one, I feel. Nepal have got themselves in a tangle because nobody has been able to support Kushal Bertel. Can Gulshan Jah do what he's been doing all tournament, which is have another significant impact in a very short period of time?
There's just 3.3 overs remaining. Nepal 121 for 5. This is a good comeback by Oman after the power play belonged to Nepal.
Should be a good battle this as well, because Mahmood's going to go pace off again and again. Good top ball, really good bowling from Mahmood. He's been the pick of the bowlers for me alongside the left arm spinner Nadeem Khan. He'll get the headlines, but Mahmood's spell no less important.
He's been bowling well. Mahmood and Nadeem Khan has already bowled his 4 overs. 4 for 20 his figures, whereas Mahmood 2.4 overs, 1 for 14. This is a very good over, just a single in it.
Beats the outside edge, outstanding. What an over this is. Definitely swinging the game in the host's advantage. Oman will feel as though they're on top right now.
Again, off cutter, ball to the left-hander, ball pitching and just shaping away from the left-hander.
Can he close out the over? It's been a superb one. Well, a single isn't going to cause much damage, although they might think of trying to get a second. They will. Jatinder Singh should have held that. Jah was always getting home. Will allow Bertel to get back on strike. Bowler not helped by his captain there. A little bit of a rush of blood to the head to Jatinder Singh. At the end of the 17th over, Paresh the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You gotta love that score, don't you? Just count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 123 for 5 the score. Kushal Bertel 60. First time we've had that score this competition, isn't it? We've waited for it.
Yeah, in this competition, that was the first time we had that in Kirtipur. I think it was last year in the CWC League.
Cricket World Cup League 2. Always a favourite of us commentators, because we love to have a bit of fun if we can deliver it with a completely nonplussed face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lovely rhythm to it. Here comes Jitin Kumar Ramanandi. He won't bowl the final 4 from the same end, but it does look like he'll bowl 4 overs pretty much on the bounce. So he'll end up bowling overs 13, 15, and maybe now 18 and 20. Nepal are in dire need, for me, of a flying finish. They've got to get up past 150. Can they do it? Haven't been able to cope with the changes of pace. Oman, on their home surface, on the pitch they know so well, are putting in a clinical bowling performance here.
Again, this time around bowling outside the off stump, angling the ball away from the right-hander. Excellent, Ramanandi.
Really has been a bit of naivety to Nepal's batting tonight, with the exception of Kushal Bertel, who's played so well. He's been the only one to really read the pace and to understand and assess the conditions. Okay, Asif Sheikh did well up top alongside him in that opening partnership, but what can Jah do? Can Jah find a way to clear the ropes? He's done that with great regularity. Tries to, doesn't get it out of the middle. Where's it going to land? Jatinder Singh goes back, doesn't get anything on it. Well, it was a close to impossible chance, particularly with Mohammed Nadeem in his eye line. It wasn't maybe the loudest of calls. There's a lot of fans in here too, and ends up not getting anything on it.
That was very, very high by Gulshan Shah. Jatinder turning back and trying to get to the ball, but couldn't make it. Very, very high.
Just half a chance, but the last thing you want to do is give Gulshan Shah too many of those. He's already hit 8 sixes in this tournament. Alashan Sharafu, the only one to have hit more. He's hit 16, remarkably. We're seeing a slight break in play here. Wonder has Jatinder Singh, who remember missed the first game in the tournament with, I think it was a hamstring niggle. Is it that, or did he get maybe a fingertip on it and have an impact injury? Oh, down he goes. I think it is the hamstring. Maybe, let's just hope a bit of cramp. He's going to get some treatment from the Oman team physio. He's so important at the top for Oman. This could be a big part of the game. Let's hope he's going to be okay. Back on his feet now. Maybe he's going to go off. I think Paresh looks to be moving reasonably well, though.
He has been amongst the runs for Oman, and leading the run scorer for Oman.
Well, he's going to stay on. Just going to move fielding position, I think. He's going to go to short third. I think what will have played large in his mind there is the fact that if he goes off, he probably won't be able to open the batting, unless he gets back on, of course. Let's get another look here. I don't think there was any impact injury, just maybe that kind of overstretch. And yeah, Nadeem in his kind of vision in front of him won't have helped things. But Gulshan Shah is only going to try one thing here. He's going to be looking for big ones. It's that little hamstring twinge that he has. He'll hide himself away in the field for the final 15 balls of the innings. Where can Shah go? Big swing and a miss. What an off-cutter. Super skills again from Oman.
Excellent bowling by Ramanandi, bowling outside the off stump, just rolling his fingers towards the ball. Bit of a smile. I think the joke has been cracked by the umpire.
Well, I think he probably said, how did that miss? Maybe just a coat of paint, nothing more than that. Again, exceptional skills. There are two standing umpires out there. Rashid Riaz. This one's chipped down the ground. Who has got Masur Raman Mukul from Bangladesh alongside him. And then Prageeth Rambukwela is our third umpire. Kent Anam, and all the way from Melbourne, Victoria, our ICC match referee. He'll oversee the last couple of days as well that we've got coming up. In Nepal, well shy of where they maybe need to be on a surface like this.
At the captain, at the toss, Captain Rohit Patel said that 160, 170 will be a good total in this service.
Well, 170 looks a long, long way away right now. And that's going to make it even further away because Jitin Kumar Ramanandi is pumped up. He's got the big wicket at Kushal Bertel. What a talented bowler he is. He bowls the most difficult overs in all T20 internationals, the death overs. He stands up to be counted. It was full, it was straight. The only question was, did it pitch in line? And Bertel has been given LBW.
He had to try to play that shot. Coming across these stumps, tried to paddle that around the corner, but completely missed it. Good innings coming to an end.
Bertel's got to go for 69. Judged LBW. It's 127 for 6. Yeah, very well played by Kushal Bertel, his second 50 of the tournament. We'll bring Lokesh Bam to the crease. He'll be at the non-striker's end with the wicket falling off the final ball of the 18th over. One more look at this LBW. The only question, there's no doubt it's hitting middle stump or middle and leg, was did it pitch in line? He's come a long way across and And the umpire immediately said yes.
They're coming across. But he had to try and do that.
Sufyan Mahmood to bowl the penultimate over of this innings. Gulshan Jah just hasn't quite found his rhythm or timing. They're going to push hard for the second, but it's straight to the man. Now, tricky position for Lokesh Babb. Did play one game, didn't he, in the Unity Cup against West Indies, but got just 11 balls to make some kind of an impact here.
He's a natural striker of the ball. We saw that in Scotland. He smashed 2 sixes to get over the line.
Just such a tricky thing, though, to come in and have an immediate impact, having not batted the entire tour. Top ball, last thing Nepal need. You can see what Bam was trying to do, trying to just get any bat in it to get Gulshan Jah back onto strike. Remember, he usually opens the batting, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a natural opener, but we have openers, Kushal Punjal and Asif Sheikh. That is why he's brought at number 8.
2 completely different roles, though. Not easy to adjust to them. Sufyan Mahmood, what a spell he is having. Oman putting Nepal to the sword. And it's another dot ball, it's another cutter. Oh, they might just scamper a single here. Bam could be run out, but he won't be. And I think it was worth the risk to get Gulshan Jah onto strike. The deflection from Vinayak Shukla's direct hit at the striker's end allowed a quick single to be dashed despite the mix-up. And Bam will get a bye to get off strike.
He didn't have to throw that Vinayak Shukla and telling the bowler to go behind the stumps.
Well, 2 attempts at a run-outs in the delivery, neither of them fruitful. End result is an extra bye that will bring Jah back onto strike. Can he punish Oman? He's going to try, but he hasn't got anything of this, I don't think. Long off, goes back. Oh, it's gone over his head. It just kept going. What a strike from Gulshan Jah. Looked like it was going straight up. Looked like it was going to be the 7th wicket. But he's such a powerful young man, Gulshan Jah. He had a couple of extraordinary shots against the West Indies. Here's another one. An almighty 6.
Yeah, the fielder was trying to get under the ball. The ball kept going and going. At the end, he had to tumble down.
He came in at first, didn't he? He's ended up overrunning it. And that's the power of Jah. Just kept going and going. Burst through the hands. Nasty bang as he went down. Jah's got a maximum. Can he get another one? Oh, this is massive. That's the biggest hit of the competition. It's gone over the pavilion, over the car park. It's off to the hockey stadium. Gulshan Jah has just monstered one, 100 metres plus. The biggest blow we've seen.
This had everything, the height, the distance. Whoever has the car parked there, just take those cars away from there.
What a strike. That has to be 100 metres plus. Look at this. Monstrous. He's given it the absolute kitchen sink, and it goes and goes and goes into the night sky. I think it's hit off the rooftop. That one's not coming back. And new balls are called for. Unbelievable audacity and power and quality from Gulshan Jah. He is a precociously talented cricketer. His 10th 6th of this ICC Men's T20 World Cup qualifier. And real pressure now on Sufyan Mahmood. Edged and taken. And Mahmood strikes back a wonderful catch. It's Vinayak Shukla. And Jah is not happy with the send-off. And now there's more words. And the umpires are going to get involved here. We've seen a bit of this throughout the tournament. It's not needed. But Jah, after 2 big 6s, he's got to go.
Yeah, trying to come down the track, trying to repeat the dose. Very smart bowling outside the off stump. That was yet another off cutter. Extremely good catch by the keeper, Vinayak Shukla, diving to his left.
And there's real drama out there. Just to the right of that shot as Jah has to depart. He's gone for another impactful 18, 141 for 6. Sufyan Mahmood is being read the riot act by the umpires. Jatinder Singh is involved as well. You suspect there was probably maybe an errant word or two. Jah's reaction was immediate. He wasn't happy. And He's usually quite a cool customer, isn't he? He's a ferocious competitor in terms of his batting and his bowling, but he's always a pretty timid character, and maybe Mahmood just had something to say that turned the mood, let's put it that way. Final over, Sunpal Kami to the crease. He's at the non-striker's end. 2 massive sixes and then a great fight back from Sufyan Mahmood. Great catch too. Shukla's glove work is exemplary.
Yes, and the way he batted the other day, scoring 44 of just 20 odd balls, changed the course of the game in a winning cause for Oman.
Ramanandi to bowl the final. He nails that leg stump. Well, it's the second time in the innings a Nepal batter has been bowled exposing their stumps. The first one was the captain, Rohit Paudel, and now Lokesh Bam also has to go. Difficult task coming in for his first game of the tournament. He's gone for a third ball duck.
Yes, again, tried to go across the line, tried to sweep that ball. Excellent bowling. This was a seam up delivery by Mahmood to get the leg stump. Lokesh Bam has to go for a knot in Nepal, 141 for 8.
We've seen 3 brilliant bowling efforts, haven't we? Headlined by Nadeem Khan, Sufyan Mahmood's fight back despite those 2 sixes after such a good spell. And probably the unsung hero will be this man, Jitin Kumar Ramanandi. These are the most difficult overs in the game that he's bowling. And he's going at, well, 5 runs and over at the moment. Phenomenal.
Ramanandi 2 for 16 in his last over. 5 balls remain. Can Nepal scrap up to 150?
Would be scrapping is right, Paresh. They've not been at their best by any stretch. Nakami immediately hairs off because he wants to, but he sends Nandan Yadav back. Direct hit would have been gone. Maybe at either end, funnily, if they'd gone for the second. And probably a good decision not to come back for 2.
Yes, good call by Sunpal Kami, just stopping his partner from taking the second run. He was just running towards the keeper's end. Nandan Yadav.
Good fielding again from Oman. As Kami goes through the offside, but there is protection out there. It was Hamid Mirza, the number 3 batter, with the throw from long off. Very nearly brought about the 9th wickets. It's fair to say that Oman's strength is their bowling. No doubt about that. So even if Nepal only end up with 145, 150, they'll still have hope and still have a chance. But it's a good surface. This will be under par.
It will be under par. That is what the captain said. They have to score around 160 to 170.
Slower ball. Yadav heaves it down the ground, heaves it all the way. He's added significant power and real quality to his batting since he came back from Australia, young Nandan Yadav. And that's an important moment. 150 plus is there for certain now, and the Oman fans up above the Nepal fans don't like it.
This was again bowled, a slower one, off cutter, coming down the track. Nandan Yadav hit it straight towards long on for a 6.
Looks like the top deck is Oman fans mainly, and then the rest, Nepal. Flicked into the leg side. Mohammed Nadeem won't be able to stop the second, I don't think. He'll just be happy to preserve the boundary. The 150 comes up. It didn't look likely for phases of this first innings after the collapse, because they had such a good first wicket partnership, and then since then, really, it's been all Oman. But Nandan Yadav just scraping and scrapping Nepal up to some kind of a total.
151 for 8. Surely the power play belonged to Nepal. They were going at the rate of 9 per over. Then Nadeem Khan came in and took those 4 wickets. Totally changed the complexion of the game.
Here's the final ball of the first innings. Full toss, misses out in it. They're going to try and run it by, but Nandan Yadav was, well, asleep at the wheel, to be frank. Kami got home, did everything he should have. I think Yadav was wondering whether it could have been given as a no ball, but it was well beneath his waist height, and he misses out. That should have been put away. Moment of fortune. It will be Yadav that will be run out, not Kami. We'll have to get that corrected. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it will indeed be Nandan Yadav who should be run out. So we'll tidy that up in our graphics, but either way, it's a bit immaterial. Yadav's run out for 9. Good little impact from him, including that maximum. And Nepal will have to be satisfied with 151 for 9.
It is, looking at the pitch, it is slightly under par. 151. Kushal Purtel top scoring with 69. Asif Sheikh gave a good start for Nepal, 24 of 20. Rohit Paudel, Dipendra Singh, Kushal Malla didn't go to the double figures. Adil Alam fought for his 16. Gulshan Jah quick fire 18. And Nandan Yadav, we have to get our graphics correctly. He was the one who got run out.
And there they go. Ask and you shall receive. Paresh, just like that. For the bowlers, well, I think 3 standout performances and the 3 wicket takers. 2 for Sufyan Mahmood, 2 for Jitin Kumar Ramanandi, and the star of the show, Nadeem Khan, 4 for 20. The other bowlers, quite expensive. Okay, well, we'll have a break here in the commentary box. You'll see a few highlights after this, but ultimately it's an innings that has probably belonged to Oman, if anything, on a good surface. Nepal will have to be satisfied with their 151. We'll be back in, well, about 10 minutes time or so, something like that, for all of the action. The 2 sides who've qualified for the T20 World Cup, they're in celebration mode, but who's going to go top of the table and make it 4 from 4 in this second innings? Back with all the action 11 minutes time from now. We'll be back on air at 9. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back after the innings break. Oman need 152 runs to win from the allotted 20 overs at 7.6 runs per over. It was a good start for Nepal, a good power play in the first innings, but after that, Nadeem Khan bowling superbly, taking 4 wickets for 24 overs. The two openers, Jatinder Singh, the captain of Oman, and his partner is gonna be Ahmad Mirza. I would like to invite my good old friend Andrew Leonard here in the comment box. Good evening, Lenny.
Well, good evening, Paresh. Good evening, everyone, all the way around the world. Very welcome along to this ICC TV broadcast. Yeah, it's been an incredible tournament, hasn't it? And somehow the qualification for both of these sides not decided on the pitch. They're both there. Probably a slightly surreal feeling, particularly for the Oman players who we believe definitely knew. We aren't certain whether the Nepal players knew in advance of the start of this game. They'll both still be desperate to win this game and stay unbeaten. They'll want the silverware from this ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia East Asia Pacific qualifier. But they are both off to the big dance in February in India and Sri Lanka. They've taken the 18th and the 19th spots. Still a lot of uncertainty as to where that third and final, and indeed the 20th final for the entire tournament spot will go. But for now, it's all about Sampal Kami to Jatinder Singh. Jatinder Singh only plays in one manner in the power play. Paresh, this will be fast and furious to get the chase going of 152.
Jatinder Singh's style of play is an aggressive one. He tends to play in an aggressive manner. Jatinder Singh, he has already a 50 in his name in this tournament.
Helps that away into the leg side. The first runs of the chase. Just got a little bit of the atmosphere out there, and certainly it's a festive atmosphere, isn't it? Both sets of fans celebrating pretty hard this evening. And if we get anything like the kind of game we got 2 years ago, when again both of these two teams had qualified, we're in for a real treat.
In 2 years ago, playing the final of the T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers, both the teams qualified and went to the finals, played the finals. It was a super over that Oman beat Nepal.
Guided into the offside, and Gulshan Jah will do the fielding. For any other team in this competition on a good surface, you'd probably think Nepal well under par, but because of how well they field and how well they've bowled in stages and patches and phases of this tournament, they'll be quietly confident of defending this. They'll also know that Oman's batting isn't quite as consistent as their bowling.
It all depends on Jatinder Singh, how he goes about the game. He attacks the bowlers, try to use the power play. Pulled in the air, but shy of the mid-on fielder. Immediately you're seeing the difference. In the first innings that would have been a single. But Oman have rightly been sent out with a note of caution about their running between the wickets. Also a change in opening pairing, because often it's Ahmed Mirza that comes in at number 3, but they've gone with the two right-handers up at the top. Suspect it will be Amir Kaleem who will be held back a spot. Sampal Kami with 3 dot balls and a single in his over, the first one.
Straight to Dipender Singh Iree. Surely we're not going to see another direct hit run out this evening, are we? Because Oman aren't going to allow that opportunity, you would imagine.
Oman is a very good unit, very smart unit. They are not going to take singles to Dipender Singh Iree.
He's had a tricky tournament, hasn't he? Ahmed Mirza, his last 5 scores, 14-6, 5, 18, 5. It's a bit of a lack of runs. He's never opened the batting before. Is that the solution for him? We'll have to wait and see, but it's a very tight start from Cammy, who's tended to open the bowling well. Just 1 run coming from the opening over. Oman 1 for none. Third different opening pairing that Oman have had in this tournament. That's because Jatinder Singh missed the first game. So it was Amir Kaleem who stepped into the captain's shoes and captained the side. He opened the batting that opening morning with Ashish Odadara. That was against Samoa as Oman took 17 overs to chase down Samoa's 92. Nandan Yadav, it's going to be with the new ball. Still no Lalit Rajbanshi, so no option for the left armour. That was a fantastic piece of innovation. An outstanding stroke is going to fly all the way for 6. He was looking to ramp it over the leg side, but at the last second readjusted, just opened up his arms. And this is a majestic cricket stroke.
Yeah, he played 2 shots in 1 ball there, tried to ramp it, then open the face of the bat to run the ball down to third man for a 6. What a piece of timing.
This is off Nepal's fastest bowler, Nandan Yadav, as well. Exceptional adjustment and recognition of the field, because deep third and fine leg were up in the circle and remain as such. Immediately, Singh says no, it's Dipender Singh Irving.
Dipender Singh Irving has been very effective in the inner circle.
Effective, Paresh, that's the understatement of the century. He's been all over the opposition in the outfield, isn't he?
Coming to that.
Really is incredible what he's done. We aren't able to class it as a world record because it isn't necessarily kept as a statistic in terms of direct hits versus normal run-outs where you relay it to the bowler or the keeper. It isn't kept religiously as such, but certainly most feel as though it may well be a world record. So again, he looks for that ramp over the leg side this time, gets himself in a tangle. Adil Alam's run-out was almost as impressive though.
Yes, back-to-back runouts, direct hits. I don't think Jatinder Singh is 100% there in the middle. He's probably his hamstring. That is why he was out of the playing 11 in the first game against Samoa in the group stages.
I think for me, you're right. He sat out that first game with that niggle, and I think it was that attempt to catch in the first innings, and he's just maybe strained it again. As a consequence, he's probably going to attack even more so, not try to run a lot. So every ball is being pulverised with 100% effort. Problem is that they can't really take on any of the infielders. Even there, Kushal Patel right on the edge of the 30-yard circle, top ball.
Even the fielders, they are right at the edge of the 30-yard circle. They are not attempting to take quick singles because of the niggle that he's had. After that 6 good comeback deliveries by Nandan Yadav, 3 dot balls.
Nicely played. Might not quite have the pace to get to the rope. In fact, Irie looks like he's quicker than the ball, and incredibly, they only run a single. That shows how much Jatinder Singh is struggling between the wickets, and this will be a big factor in this chase. If you're turning most of your 2s into 1s and your 1s into dots, you're going to have to hit a lot of boundaries.
Look, is so gingerly jogging across the crease. He is not 100%. He's struggling out there, Jatinder Singh.
Big factor if you can't run your runs. All of a sudden you need to find a lot of boundaries. All right on the money, but maybe an inside edge. Yadav was convinced, but the umpire immediately walked away. 2 overs bowled, 8 for none. Let's have a look.
Yeah, it was a big inside edge. Good decision by the umpire. can see the deflection from the bat to the pad. It's a good start for Nepal. 8 for Nolas, Oman after 2.
Sampal Kami will bowl the third over, his second. Split field in place, deep backward point and a deep backward square leg. One on the off, one on the leg. Singh clubs it down the ground. Such a dangerous striker of the cricket ball here in the power play, and that soars into the night sky for 6.
It was overpitched by Sampal Kami. He did try to hit it hard, just timed it down to long on. This is the way he plays. He's had a bit of a niggle with his hamstring.
Lovely pickup shot, isn't it? Really well struck and struck for the maximum. Always good to watch in the power play, Jatinder Singh. Tries to go again, but Kami drags his length back. You sense it's going to be a bit boom or bust here, don't you? It's probably going to be 6, 4, dot, or maybe 1. That'll be about it from Jatinder Singh.
He's not looking good in the middle. Just jogging. He was sure too when he played that shot earlier in the second over the extra cover's head. Just really taking a single.
Have to give him credit though, don't you, for gutsing it out and getting through it out there with his body on the line. Problem is, in the first innings, that would have been 1. Now, obviously, because Irie's hovering in there, I've even noticed actually the cover in the mid-wicket fielder recognise what's happened here. They're hanging 5-7 yards back from where they usually would be because they think there is no chance of a quick single being attempted by Jatinder Singh.
That is how smart these fielders are from Nepal, recognizing that the batsman is not going to run a single.
Very good game awareness, Paresh. You're spot on. Dipendra Singh Irie, he's never going to drop that. Oh, and there's a lovely celebration. It's the Buddha Zen celebration from Sampal Kami. He goes down into that the Nepali tribute. Of course, the birthplace of Gautam Buddha himself. And I think that's what Sampal Kami says. Singh Irie takes the catch, and then Kami says, that was my celebration.
Yes, a very subdued celebration by Sampal Kami, just sitting there like a Buddha. This is a big, big wicket for Nepal. Jatinder Singh, who's hit 2 6s already.
Well, keep your eyes here. If we stick with this replay, and hopefully we come back to Sampal Kami. There he is. Look at that. Well, the sitting Buddha, it symbolises tranquility, enlightenment and inner peace. Kami's got plenty of that, as Nepal have their first magic moment. Credit to Singh, he hobbles off for 14. It's 14 for 1.
Number 10 of Nepal getting rid of number 10 of Oman. Good single taken by these two batsmen. It was a Gulshan Jadhav fielder in that occasion. Got on his heels. Very good running between the wickets.
And for those who don't know, it's Lord Gautam Buddha, born in Nepal, and that was a special tribute on the night that Nepal qualified for the T20 World Cup down in Lumbini. I was lucky enough to be brought down there for a visit, and it is sensational. You have to go and visit the beauty of that birthplace if you can. As Kami hits back of a length, a very good close out to the third over. For 1. Well, it's a festive atmosphere, a party atmosphere for both Oman and Nepali fans here. The Oman Cricket Academy, these two sides are off to the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see with the ICC draw whenever it's announced as to whether they'll be going to India or Sri Lanka. But they're also desperate to top the table and get their hands on the silverware here. Nandan Yadav bowls the second that only just somehow misses the leg stump by a sliver, but will be given as a wide. Paresh, you would imagine that Nepal will want to go to India, won't they? If they do, what kind of scenes are we going to see?
I think from Nepal, the borders are open. We don't need a visa to go to India. If Nepal draws in India, so we'll be seeing plenty of houseful stadiums in India. Every game sold out? Most probably.
Okay, guaranteed by Paresh Lahani. I'm with you. I think every game will be sold out. For Oman, in a funny way, they might quite like to go to Sri Lanka, because you think about their affiliation through Dilip Mendes as the head coach, the former Sri Lankan Test cricketer. They've played quite a bit of cricket there. They've been brought for preparation camps there before. That could be a good draw for them.
Yes, the head coach being a Sri Lankan former Test cricketer. Dilip Mendes, a great cricketer from Sri Lanka.
Yeah, quite remarkable job he's done. Dilip Mendes, 24 Test matches he played, 4 centuries for Sri Lanka alongside 79 ODIs. It's good use of the feet. Will get a very stylish boundary for Hamid Mirzi. Taking a while to get off the mark, 6 consecutive dots. Opening the batting for the first time. He finds 4.
Coming down the track, hitting it inside out over extra cover. Good connect. Of the ball, a couple of bounces over the boundary line.
Dilip Mendes most famously making 100 in the same Test match, both innings, against India back in Chennai 1982. A long time ago, that shows how long he's been around. Incredible job he's done here in Oman. Really is an honourable Omani now at this stage. As that one puts off the pad, is taken at point. The fans want to appeal for the court. Kushal Malla has a wry smile on his face. I think the LBW decision's going over the top. I saw no sense of bat or glove involved. The end result is rightly a top ball.
Yes, after the catch was taken, the crowd just going to excitement. But Kushal Malla knew that bat was not involved.
Little start to this chase, both sides having their moments, neither really ahead of the game. Nepal have all their spinners to come, remember. The importance of Lamachani looms large. Short ball, top edge. Kushal Bertel goes back. Never going to drop that. Yadav bounces Mirza out, who's, well, torrid time with the back continues. Nepal have a second to put them just in front. And the Oman fans on the top deck not enjoying that. But the Nepal fans loving every second.
Kushal Bertel, I think the ball struck his chest. He's just massaging his chest. It was a short ball, a good bumper by Nandan Yadav into the body of the batsman. Kushal Bertel, after taking catch, like he always does, kisses the ball. Torrid time in the middle comes to an end for Mirza.
He's gone for 4. It's 21 for 2. Well, the atmosphere is ramping up in a big way. Getting very raucous out there, I must say. You can understand emotions riding high in terms of jubilance. These two teams off to the T20 World Cup. It's going to be a 3rd ever appearance for Nepal in the T20 World Cup, and a 4th in their history for Oman, 4th since 2016, their debut. Amir Kaleem to the crease. Oh, maybe a bit harsh, that one being given as a wide. Yadav wants another look at that.
Yadav not pleased with the decision of the wide. It was slightly inside the line, but the umpire is the umpire.
Yeah, maybe a little bit harsh on the bowler. Amir Kaleem in at 4. He's tended to open the batting throughout this competition, or bat at number 3, so a little bit of a change in the order. Somebody's got to step up and get these runs for Oman. Who's it going to be? Singh's back in the hutch critically for Nepal. Slower ball, great skills. You have to say, Nandan Yadav has not been perfect in this tournament, but he has shown throughout as to why he is rated so highly by Stuart Law.
Yeah, he mixes his pace. This time around, it was off cutter that he bowled. The ball not bouncing as much as the batsman expected. Kaleem yet to open his account, whereas Aryan Best already on 2 of 2. This is turning out to be a long over from Nandan Yadav.
Has bowled a few wides. It's been maybe the one weak point of his series. His good stuff has been very good, as Lokesh Bam. Usually as the gloves on, he fields well at backward points. Nepal hunting like tigers in a pack out there. All the 2s on the board. And Richie Beno might have a wry smile on his face up in heaven. 22 for 2.
Yeah, the toss, Jatinder Singh mentioning about Nepal, they hunt in packs.
It was a great analogy, wasn't it? No doubt they've been made up. I saw a nice post the other day about Shane Warne looking on down from the skies and being proud of Sandeep Lamachani's 5-fer. I think the late great Richie Beno would have loved this story of what Nepal are doing for the global game, winning fans all around the world. Really, we've seen Ian Bishop kind of take Nepal under his broad wing. Probably one of the great modern commentators alongside Michael Atherton and so many others. It was very special, wasn't it, to have Bish with us in the box for that Unity Cup in Sharjah, Perth?
Yes, it was very special. Ian Bishop, one of the great commentators in the modern era.
Very kind man as well, very conscientious.
Very, very kind, humble, gentle.
Put into a shift of work, I'll tell you, in terms of preparation. Knew every single one of these Nepal players inside and out. Kind and generous to us in terms of his knowledge about the West Indies team too. And then just like that, as is the modern merry-go-round, the very next morning had to fly out to go and cover India's test series against the West Indies. From his perspective, he was really disappointed, but I think he was proud of the way in which John Campbell and Shea Hope stood up in the second innings of that final test. And just like that, straight on to the Women's World Cup. Most in-demand commentator in the world, and you can understand why. Really added to that Unity Cup, I felt. This one's driven, beats Irie, covers, so they'll get home with a single. Bisht and Kaleem, what's their approach here? Pressure's being applied. Cammy bowling 3 on the bounce in the power play.
He's been bowling well with the new. Well, in this tournament, the only game that he was not, the game against Qatar. He bowled 2 overs initially, gave away 20 runs.
Someone's just tweeted me saying that cricket badge. Imagine you asked Sampal Kami after the game and he said it was a tribute to Haaland rather than Lord Buddha. Just shy of Mohammed Adil Alam. I presume that refers to Haaland, the Man City. I'm not a big football man, but I know what's his name. Haaland. What's his first name? The Man City was forward. Erling Haaland, is it? I'm not a big football man myself, Paresh. Do you like your football?
Yes, I do. I go through every English Premier League matches, especially Chelsea.
Oh, you like Chelsea, do you? Okay. So he obviously Erling Haaland does the Buddha celebration himself. Gonna run a quick single. Adil Alam won't be able to cut that off. It was very well judged. Apparently he started it at Borussia Dortmund with his Zen celebration. I think Sampal Kami and Lord Buddha did it better. But But then again, I'm a bit biased towards the cricketers and in general over the footballers. Those footballers, they've too much money, Paresh.
Sompal Kami, he has different celebrations. Sometimes he takes off his boots.
Do you remember that one? He took the boot off and made a phone call. Loves the chainsaw as well. Gets the chainsaw out, Brett Lee. Bowling with good pace here. Just getting it to skid on. These pitches in Oman, they've really suited Sompal Kami. That's why he's held the sway over his great pal Karan Casey, who's yet to play in this tournament.
Yeah, Karan Casey, a great segment of the game for Nepal. Very experienced. The eldest guy in the side hasn't got a match.
And he'll be as happy as anyone. The team have done the business. Now, Irie has a bit of a foot race with Lokesh Bam, but Bam is always going to win it. Pick up a couple. Really good start from Sompal Kami. He's been very difficult to get away. He's got 1 for 13. Oman are 27 for 2. There is the confirmation. Oman, Nepal, off to the World Cup no matter what. Tomorrow's equation is pretty simple actually as well. If the UAE beat Japan, that's it. It's all over, Red Rover, and we'll know our 3 qualified sides. It'll be the 3 highest ranked sides in the tournament, but not without more than a touch of drama. We've seen significant drama throughout the contest, and one of those men providing it comes into the attack now, Dipendra Singh Irie, with his right arm off breaks. He's been exceptional, hasn't he? His fielding and his bowling. Okay, he hasn't got the weight of runs I think he would have liked, but they've been worth their weight in gold, the dismissals that he has made. And he's probably bowling the best he's ever bowled. Run out chance, direct it! It's 5 and 5! No one's ever done it before. It's the one and only Dipendra Singh Irie.
Second one off his own bowling. And 5 and 5, like you said, lady. He's a master in these.
I think it's a world record. It has to be now. Nobody's done it before. And for me, Paresh, he is simply the best fielder in the world. 5 run-outs, 5 consecutive games, all of them direct hits, 2 off his own bowling. And look at this. He becomes the 12th fielder. Look at the speed, the pickup and the quickness of the release. Kaleem just watched and said, please no, please don't hit. But he's been run out by a country mile. I'm only surprised the somersault didn't come out. It's another one. Amir Kaleem's got to go for 1. Oh man, in trouble. 27 for 3. Anyone else in the world makes this into a run-out chance, and Oman have not learnt the lesson. Look at the delight on Rohit Paudal's face. 5 matches, 5 consecutive direct hit run-outs, and 1 name as an inside edge saves. Aryan Bisht, Mohammad Nadeem, the new man to the crease. That 1 name is 3 words. It's Dipendra Singh Irie.
What a cricketer, what a fielder he is.
Paresh, I've never seen a better fielder. We had a bit of talk about this with Ian Bishop and Carlos Brathwaite, didn't we, during the Unity Cup? But Brathwaite himself said, well, I played with the guy at the GT20. Lenny, being honest, I laughed at you when you said it 2 years ago at the qualifier. But then when I saw it up close and personal, it's the speed and the dexterity allied with, well, his natural God-given gifts. He's low to the ground. As a consequence, alongside those fast twitch fibre muscles that he has, he's able to release the ball so quickly. So he makes ludicrous ground to the ball, and then he releases it in a flash. That one, by his standards, he'll have felt as though it was easy. But it was, again, a world-class effort.
It was, and very good over from Dipendra Singh Irie. A wicket and just a single in the first 5 deliveries that he bowled. The 6th over, the last over of the power play, very important over.
leg side, just a single. Well, Nepal have grabbed a hold of this game in the power play, and again it's because of the fielding. Bowling's gone well too. End of the 6th, 29 for 3. Let's get a look at the best of the power play.
Again, the power play belonging to Nepal, taking 3 wickets. Jatinder Singh was a bit tingled away with his injury. The hamstring niggle that he had, couldn't run. 2 big sixes for him and then got out. This one's a good shot by the batter there, inside out, playing over. Next to cover, Kushal Burdel, the catch taker of Nandan Yadav. And lastly, Dipender Singh Airi of his own bowling creates the 5th direct hit run out in 5 matches.
Well, it's just different gravy, different level, different quality, and the whole world is going to have their attention drawn to the fielding of that man, Dipender Singh Airi, and indeed to the leg break bowling of Sandeep Lamichhani at that World Cup. Cannot wait to see the groups when they're announced by ICC. As he has a change of ends from where he's bowled throughout the tournament. Pedal slightly fumbles, but it doesn't cost the single. He's got the new style, the headband on, and after what was, we don't quite know exactly what happened last month, a strange old month, obviously for so many reasons, a tragic month for Nepal, but Lamichhani, who didn't play any of the 3 games against the West Indies, bounced back with a bang. No single there to Airi. And that was maybe his best ever spell in T20 international cricket 2 days ago that has helped Nepal qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, his best figures. That was a googly ball by Sandeep Lamichhani. Comes after the power play, 7th over.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position for Mohammad Nadeem. He is a living legend of the game here in Oman, there's no doubt about that. Debuted at the age of 31, had retired of course and gone heavily into coaching, was regularly looking after the kids and the younger players in the indoor centre here at the Oman Cricket Academy, and very happy to be doing so. And then with the player turnover, Duleep Mendes went back to one of his main men and said, Nadeem boy, I know you're 42 at this stage, but I need you back. And he's come back and had really good success. For me, he's often underused with the ball. He always delivers well with the ball. Generally been in good form with the bats. Scores of 36, 21, 28 and 14 in recent times. But he doesn't do it particularly quickly in terms of his strike rate. So as a consequence, dot balls here are going to really start to escalate that scoreboard pressure, Paresh.
It is only 2 runs of this over so far. Sandeep Lamichhani mixing his pace bowling a bit quicker, back of the length. Bowling those googlies that he bowls to the right-hander. This time around, quicker one again. At the end of 7, Oman 31 for 3.
Look at that required run rate, how it's spiked up all of a sudden. Nepal are squeezing and just hounding their opposition, the hosts, who suddenly have it all to do. Look at the fall off there in the Manhattan chart, Paresh. A couple of good overs, 3 consecutive with 7 off them, but then the wickets have sparked a decline. A big cheer because for the first time in the tournament proper, he did bowl in the warm-ups, remember. We're going to see Kushal Malla with the ball, 2 right-handers at the crease. I like this move from Rohit Paidal, probably just trying to give his young all-rounder who's under a bit of pressure, not in the runs, give him a bit of something to enjoy with the ball. He's a very clever and canny left-arm spinner. Shah does well. Saves 2 runs in the deep and a good arm to go alongside it. Opportunity for Malla to get into the game and impact it. Talk about legacy, Mohammad Nadeem's importance for Oman in international cricket. There's every chance, particularly with the form of Sampal Kami as Malla, shows a great spirit of cricket, to tie Bisht's shoelace for him. Kami could become the first Nepali cricketer to represent Nepal in 3 World Cups.
Yes, he can be the first one. In 2014, he was a young fellow, 17 or 18 years of age.
That would be an incredible achievement, wouldn't it, for Sampal Kami?
Yes, it would be. Playing 3 World Cups for your country.
Yeah, I think for me, Kami's legacy, a young kid, a greenhorn really, Paresh, wasn't he, back in 2014 with all the legends, Basanta Regmi, Paras Kadka. Shakti Gauchan, of course, whose celebrations lit up the tournament in the preliminary stages. But he'll be, even though he's only in and around 30, he'll be a bit of a veteran of this team, won't he? One of the most experienced ones in the squad that could go to India and Sri Lanka. Obviously he's got to stay fit, but you'd imagine he'll be one of the first names in the squad if Nepal, all going well, get placed down in India or Sri Lanka, wherever they go. Karen KC the same, led by Rohit Paudel. It's a pretty settled squad. He'd be the handful, 3 or 4 of the squad in terms of really the bench players who might come in and out, but you would imagine might be a pretty similar squad to the one we have here that would go to the World Cup. 37 for 3 after 8. Do you envisage many from outside of the squad forcing their way in? I suppose the Nepal Premier League next month will give players opportunities.
We'll have to see how they perform in the Nepal Premier League, because that can be a selection tournament as well for the World Cup.
Was also talk, now this was classic Nepal cricket, probably rumours on social media, but something that I had heard was that Nepal were going to look to play another full member nation in the build-up to that World Cup, and that would be an Asian one, so probably looking at maybe a Sri Lanka or a Bangladesh or an Afghanistan in terms of prep build-up, whether that be December or January. As you see the 5 bowlers used thus far, Ramachani will bowl his second. You think someone like a Bashir Ahmed might be able to state his case, put a bit of pressure on Kushal Malla?
Yeah, it all depends, because Bashir Ahmed also bowls left-arm orthodox, bats left-handed.
Wish Bibek Yadav well in his recovery as well. Was in for surgery reasonably recently. I'm not sure he'll be back and fit in time. Somebody like some of the great servants, Binod Bandari or Avnesh Bahara, they'd have to have a very good Nepal Premier League to force their way back into the mix.
Yeah, there's one guy, Kamal Singh Aidi, is also there.
Kamal Singh Aidi is a good shade, absolutely. Young Rashid Khan too. Now this goes miles up. It's going to take a lot of catching, this one. It hangs in the night sky for an eternity. But Arif Sheikh, the sub-fielder, I think he's just come on. He's been on for a ball and he's had to take an absolute hanger that almost went to the moon and back. Lamachani's in the wickets again. It's all going Nepal's way. They're seeking revenge from that defeat 2 years ago in the final and looking very good.
Trying to slot sweep that, Sandeep Lamachani. That was a leg spinner. That is why it got the outside edge, the leading edge. Arif made it look so simple.
And he had a bit of a turn to the bench and he goes, that's why I'm the sub-fielder. Get me on, let me make an impact. Bishta's got to go. Looking for the big hits. He's been caught in the deep for 11. Oh man, well, they're in real trouble. 38 for 4. Well, the hero from 2 days ago for Oman is given a promotion up the order. Nadeem Khan, initially listed at number 9, Paresh. What's the thinking here from Duleep Mendes? He thinks as though I've got to get a left-hander to the crease to counteract Sandeep Lamachani.
Yeah, I think that's the case for Duleep Mendes. He's a left-hander and he can strike the ball nicely. He can hit a big ball. At number 6, Nadeem Khan. Remarkably, it's only his 5th innings in T20 international cricket. He's batted in 4 different positions now. Once at number 3. Twice at number 7, including where he made that 30 not out, and once at number 9. Slip in place. Lamachani
He's going to concede a single because Arif Sheikh, who took that great catch, has got a bit carried away and conceded the easiest of misfields to allow Khan to get off the mark.
We don't see that kind of a misfield by Nepali players, Nepali fielders. Arif Sheikh is also a very good fielder.
The team just can't get anything going, can he? 5 off 12. Required run rate, it's heading only one direction. Double figures and north of that.
It's pretty hard for these guys to face Sandeep Lamichhane, a class act. He's coming off with a 5-wicket haul.
His second in his career. Irie again. Oh, he slips and he fumbles. It might have been 6 and 5. Look at the reaction from Asif Sheikh. He thought it was a game on for another one. Let's get a look at this again. Which end was he going to go? He probably could have run out either batter here.
He was again very quick to the ball. Dipender Singh Irie just misses the ball completely.
Great reaction. Great reaction. He's had the most sublime fielding performance throughout the tournament. Everyone's human. Everyone's fallible. A rare mistake. As that one so nearly kisses the off stump, a very sharply spun and flatly bowled googly. It's a wicket and 3 runs from the over. 9 have been bowled. Nepal in complete control. Oman 40 for 4. Just see the scale of the problem there for Oman. Been so impressed with their bowling, and indeed actually their fielding has improved immeasurably in recent times with this new crop of players. There are problems with the bat though, Paresh. I don't think Dilip Mendes can hide that.
Yeah, they've already qualified for the World Cup. They have to somehow find batters. Apart from Jatinder Singh, I don't see any batters performing in this tournament.
Consistent. Vinayak Shukla's had an innings. We've seen Nadeem Khan have an innings. It's kind of been one-off performances rather than really consistent run accumulation as Gulshan Jha comes in for his first bowl of the night. We might see Rohit Paudel circle right the way through the team here. Everyone could be given a trundle. Kushal Bertel hasn't bowled as much as we thought he would here in this competition.
He might get a ball today. Kushal Bertel, the second best strike rate in T20Is in terms of wickets.
Slight break in play. Umpires just preparing for the drinks break at the end of this over. A couple of signals going on as such. Irie again. Oh, near direct hit. I think he might have been home this time. Again, he's created a chance out of nothing.
These batters still taking runs off Dipender Singh Irie.
Well, it's really just panic, isn't it? It's case of necessity. They don't want to take on this single. Did go straight away and he's pretty quick. I wonder, would he have been home? Just wonder that side-on replay as to how close it would have been. Would have been very difficult for the umpire to give. A reminder, of course, no decisions at this level on any of the pathway events go up to the third umpire. It's a consistency across all of the events, all of the pathways for the men's and women's World Cups. Would have been really close though, Paresh. Got him. Kisses the top of off and he wheels away in celebration. The promotion up the order for Nadeem Khan. It doesn't work. And maybe he would have been run out from the previous ball. I don't think he quite would have been given. But Gulshan Jha, he has an impact with the ball tonight. Good delivery, back of a length, hits the top of off. And now it's 5 down. And Nepal are surely cantering home to what will be a big victory. They'll stay unbeaten unless something changes.
The ball skidded on and it was nothing short by Nadeem Khan, just trying to flick that ball. Didn't play with a straight bat. It skids through.
Good delivery, isn't it? Very difficult to play that. Jha He is up and about. Big celebrations for him. And Nepal, they're closing in on celebrating their World Cup qualification with a significant victory against the hosts. We'll find out who will win this game in the next 10 overs. Don't go anywhere too far. Break here in the commentary box. Oman in real trouble. 41 for 5. So 111 more required for Oman. It looks fanciful at this stage because Nepal have possibly put in their best bowling and fielding performance combined in the tournament. I don't think that they know that they're already qualified for the World Cup. That's the information I've been given. I think Stuart Law was wanting to keep his boys very focused and level and wanted to make this a must-win encounter. He'll be desperate to complete the tournament unbeaten. If they do win tonight and they're in a very strong position, they would just need to beat the lowest ranked side in the entire competition, all of the 9 sides that entered in Samoa, to make it the most perfect of weeks. It would be 6 games, it would be 6 wins, and it would be heading to India and Sri Lanka in some style. But Vinayak Shukla's had a good tournament. He comes to the crease at number 7. Mairi hairs in again. Wild throw. Trying even the most audacious of runouts now. Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani. Paresh, last time I'll be with you. You've got to get back home to Nepal tomorrow and you won't be here for the final 2 days. Are you telling me your job is done? You've been here to see Nepal qualify and that'll do nicely.
That is why I think I was called upon here. Just to get Nepal qualified, and even Oman, both are without loss. Today one team will definitely lose the game.
Mix up.
Today one team will definitely lose a game and one will stay lossless. That means winning all the games apart from one remaining the day after.
Been surprised by how this contest has gone because we feel it's a very good surface. We felt that 150 might have been a little bit shy of what Nepal could and should have got, particularly after that opening partnership between Bertel and Asif Sheikh. But they've dominated the second innings. Mohamed Nadeem just can't get anything going. 8 off 17. And you do just wonder, was it an inspired piece of coaching? Making sure his team didn't know that this, in essence, this was a game that didn't matter whether they won or they lost. And maybe Stuart Laws just kept his boys focused. As we get to the end of the 10th, it's 43 for 5.
I think one of the baits must have been broken. That is why a bait from the that has been brought from the umpire's room. It is gonna be Sandeep Lamichhane to continue from the Oman LNG end.
They've got an awful lot to do. 109 runs required and just 10 overs to get there. Nadeem is in, but he's not really making much threat. Hasn't found a boundary yet. It's a difficult position. Nepal have been at their very best here. They've probably saved their best field and bowling performance for this grand stage, this celebratory stage this evening. Just think of what this will mean across the country, from the far west, all the way out to the east, beauty of Pokhara to the Kathmandu Valley, and all in between. For Nepal, this is the most beautiful cerebral joy that the side are giving them after the most difficult of months last month. That hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons, tragedies, martyrs that were lost, the heroes now on the cricket field paying tribute to them. It's going to be an emotional journey, Paresh, isn't it, to India and to Sri Lanka. There's every chance these young men for Nepal will do something very special there.
They have done something special. First of all, winning the series against West Indies, and secondly, getting qualified for the back-to-back T20 World Cups.
I saw a great post this morning on social media saying that there's only 2 players in this side that aren't Gen Z, if you will, that by the definition 28 or less. That's Karen Casey and Sampal Kami. Everyone else is a product of that generation that change back home, and obviously it happened in a way that nobody would ever want anyone to lose their life, and there's been people made martyrs of. It was a horrendous week or 10 days that nobody will ever forget, but brighter future ahead, and I think this cricket team is going to be a big part of that rebuild of the country. And the story of them journeying to India is about so much more than just cricket.
It is a culture now for Nepal. Cricket game, 11 overs has been bowled. Oman 48-5. They have to get going now if they want to win this match, if they want to secure the first position in the table.
They are loving every second. There is a joy and innocence and beauty to the people of Nepal, the ones that I have met, not just in Nepal but around the world. The diaspora, much like my home country in Ireland, it extends from the west coast of America to the east coast of Japan and New Zealand and Australia. Beautiful people, a kind people. Gulshan Jab returns, and he's heaved away into the leg side, more like it. Mohammad Nadeem, well, he's been one of the greatest servants in the short cricketing history of Oman. He'll keep fighting. And a bit of icy silence around Nepal's fans as Nadeem gets 6.
Pulled off the front foot, nice connection down to deep backward square leg. He's played 21 balls before this and has only 11 runs. That shows how good Nepali bowling attack is today.
Put down, not easy. Not easy at all from Asif Sheikh, and maybe actually the first error he's really made with the gloves across the entire tournament. I think Nadeem was trying to guide it down to deep third, but the extra bounce from Jazz surprised him, and Asif Sheikh was unable to hang on to what was a very tough chance.
Yeah, it flew off the edge of the bat. It's good that he got his gloves to it, otherwise the ball was racing towards the boundary. He saved 2 runs for his team. We say that it's a drop chance, but I say he saved the 2 runs.
I really hope for Oman as well, Paresh, that they have a more successful World Cup with this new crop of players. I think in many ways they'll have more potential. You'd imagine that bowling attack is going to cause plenty of problems whether they're playing in Sri Lanka or India, as it's a well-judged 2 by Mohammad Nadeem. The question will be, where are they going to find the consistency with their batting to win games against higher ranked opposition. We saw them push India ever so brilliantly in the Asia Cup and get within touching distance of the most formidable of cricketing opponents. Where's the consistent scoring coming from outside of Jatinder Singh? I think Dilip Mendes thinks a lot of Hamid Mirza. I think he's found a very good keeper batter in Vinayak Shukla. But if they've got to chase 160 plus somewhere in Sri Lanka or India, can they do it?
They'll have to practice accordingly, do some match practice scenarios. Jatinder Singh, the captain, Vinayak Shukla, the innings that he played of 44 not out, that was a good innings, almost 200 his strike rate then. And Hamid Mirza, Mohammad Nadeem, the senior most guy in the squad.
Tickled around the corner, but not quite out of the middle of the bat, so Lamachani dives to keep it to a single. More like it though from Nadeem. He's showing some fight. Will actually be given as a leg bye. Initially the scorers agreed with us.
59 for 5 in the 12th over. 8 overs remaining after this, 93 more required. Mohammad Nadeem or Vinayak Shukla, one of these batters, they have to go after the bowling now.
Remain. Oman are left with it all to do. Building something of a 6-wicket partnership. They are 60 for 5.
Batting card of Oman, Jatinder Singh, 14 of 11. The highest score so far for Oman, Mohammad Nadeem, 21 of 26. 11.5 runs per over required by Oman to win this game. It's gonna be Kushal Purtel.
Yeah, nice move this. Just rolling through his bowling options, road pedal. Starts right on the money. Very different kind of leg spinner to Sandeep Lamachani, but it was Monty Desai who first kind of uncovered Purtell's potential as a leg spinner. A bit unorthodox, no doubt about that. By his standards, in terms of his threat and wicket-taking exploits, hasn't had the best tournament with the ball, but he's been brilliant with the bat, and that's probably more important for Nepal of his two skills.
He has 250s in the tournament so far and won 30-odd runs, 124. He's been amongst the runs. He's the leading run getter in this tournament for Nepal.
Yeah, second overall, just behind Alishan Sharaf, who has really been close to solely responsible for keeping UAE in it. A couple of heartbreaking results today for the East Asia Pacific region. Japan lost a big toss this morning, got a decent total on the board, and then the 5 wides in the final over ended up being critical, as we saw a 5th consecutive thriller go right the way to the final over. That's left Japan, well, meaning that they only have one way still in. They're going to have to beat the UAE and maybe beat them by a margin. This one puts into the pad, angling down though. The team getting himself in trouble.
He's quicker through the air, Kushal Purtel, not a normal leg spinner like what Sandeep Lamachani is. He has that googly, that was an attempted googly, a bit quicker through the air.
I think it was the leg break, to be honest. I think it was close as well. Swept straight to the man who doesn't quite get there. Sampal Kami went for the catch. Don't know if he got his fingers underneath the ball, but it could easily have been the 6th wicket. Instead, Nadeem is alive. Second life.
Excellent effort in the deep by Sampal Kami, diving in front.
Oh, didn't quite carry, so just The one life Nadeem has had still. Dragged down from Bertel, not punished. Only 4 from the over. It's not what Oman need. Nadeem has got more than anyone in the innings, but not necessarily threatening Nepal. 13 bowled, 64 for 5. Gulshanjah to bowl his 3rd. Do you think we could see Rohit Powell really ring through all of his options here? Could we, in theory, see 10 bowlers? Remember, there's no Jora tonight. Everyone else bowls.
We haven't seen Mohammad Adil Alam yet coming to bowl. He took 4 wickets in the second game against West Indies.
No Rohit Powell either. Who's the other one? Who else hasn't bowled?
Lokesh Bambu, some
Lokesh
spinners.
Well, he's not going to bowl. Good call. Sliced away, very fine, and fine enough to get to the rope. Shukla's been a bit becalmed to start his innings, but he finds a first boundary with a little bit of fortune. As Jah misses the Yorker, and is sliced away for 4.
Attempted Yorker by Gulshanjah ends up with a full toss, edged away by the batsman Vinayak Shukla. They need plenty of those Oman to get closer to the target. Now he just having a chat with Gulshanjah.
Nice to see Gulshanjah back bowling. That'll be one of the big boosts and big stories for Stuart Law from this tournament. He told me at the start of the event that he really wasn't far away. Then we saw him bowl after the conclusion of that first game, the comfortable win over Kuwait. And you think of his prowess with his batting, which is probably his more primary trait in recent times. You stick into the fact that he's the rarest of things for Nepal. He's up over 6 foot tall, has a yard of pace. Ian Bishop was very favourable about Jazz bowling back in 2023 in the qualifier. Good to see him back. Barely bowled at all down in the top end T20. Didn't bowl in the Unity Cup, but he's been a big part of things, particularly that spell against Japan. Helped into the leg side, goes a long way up. Can Powell go back? Yes, he can. Inches, only inches inside the rope. And he says, yes, umpire, that one's out. The captain will take the catch. Mohammad Nadeem, well, he fought as ably as he could. But thanks to a very well judged catch right on the rope, just inches inside the rope, it will be the 6th wicket to fall.
A very well judged catch by the captain, Rohit Podel. Went under the ball, stable himself, inches inside the rope. Look at him, look at his feet and the rope. And just signals soft corner from his fingers to the umpire. That's out.
Well, he can do it all, can't see the captain of Nepal. Very well judged catch. Credit to Nadeem. He's been a top scorer, but we'll get 25 and no more. Oman slide further. 70 for 6. Just going back to that topic about the 3 qualifying sides' chances. We don't know the 3rd qualifying side yet, but we do know the equation's simple for the UAE. Win tomorrow and that's it. The last 3 games will matter not in terms of the qualification spots, they'll matter for the rankings and the silverware. But you would imagine that of the 3 sides, if the UAE take that 3rd spot, all 3 of these sides will go to the World Cup with realistic ambitions. Firstly, of winning games, which Nepal failed to do last time around, which Oman failed to do last time around. Both came very close. Nepal lost a game by a run, and Oman couldn't have got any closer. They tied a game against Namibia before losing the Super Over. Oh, it's another. Ramanandi is gone first ball. Gulshan Jazz on a hat-trick. And this game, it could end in a hurry.
It was again the back of the length by Gulshan Jazz. Tried to pull that Ramanandi, got the inside edge and rattled the stumps. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Gulshan Jazz 3 for 20 in his third. Oman in trouble, 17 for 7.
And if it could, this media centre might just be jumping up and down alongside those Nepal fans who are loving every second. But we've already seen 2 hat-tricks in this tournament. We saw the most recent one in the last game. Can we make it a third? It was the first ever hat-trick in T20I cricket for Mohamed Farouk of the United Arab Emirates, and of course earlier in the tournament we saw Owais Ahmed for Qatar take his and his nation's first ever T20I hat-trick. Here's another look. Ambitious stroke from the first delivery, swinging heavily across the line, going deep in the crease, off the under edge, and it goes straight into leg stump. Are we going to see 3 hat-tricks, Paresh?
For that, Gulshan Jazz has to be very accurate ball, stump to stump. You miss, I hit kind of delivery.
Just the one in history for Nepal. That was the great Karen KC against Papua New Guinea back in 2022. Can Gulshan Jazz add his name to that list and make it the 78th in men's T20I history? Going to bring another catcher in. So we've got a slip, a backward point that's almost more of a gully. Irie can't be more than 15 yards from the bat at extra cover. The vice captain's imploring Sampal Kami to get closer at mid-wicket. Here we go, hat-trick ball. Not to be tonight for Gulshan Jazz. It's 70 for 7. Here's the batting card. Double figures for just 4 of the batters tonight. Mohamed Nadeem, the top scorer, but really once Jatinder Singh fell, you just sensed that, well, it was going to be a tall task for Oman to hunt this down. They've not been in prolific form with the bat. That will be something that Dilip Mendes will be desperate to put right over the coming 4 or 5 months. I think secretly he'll be hoping for a draw in Sri Lanka. Should find that out in the coming weeks from the ICC. As this one goes up and away, it's a big hit. Shukla has power to burn, and he got that right into his hitting arc. Probably was a slog sweep he was looking for over long on, but it skewed a bit and went many a mile over long off.
It was flat batted by Vinayak Shukla, trying to hit it across the line, but to hit it straight.
Back live with you now, and goes to the googly down the leg side. It'll be a wide. I think the reason that that's gone over long off, I think it was the leg break from Sandeep Lamachani. Just those revs on the ball and being a little bit late on the shots have skewed it down the ground. Not exactly where he wanted, but he's got so much power, Shukla, that it flew many a mile. Seen a few big sixes tonight, none bigger than that Gulshan Jazz hit. Lamachani's right on the money. His return to form after obviously not playing the Unity Cup been a big boost too for Stuart Law.
It has been, not only for Stuart Law, for the team, for the national side, and for the cricketing fans back home around the world.
There might be a little bit of a case as well, as Irish fields outstandingly again, even though they get home for the single. Might be a case that Lamachani would love a draw in India, and maybe he feels as though there's a bit of unfinished business in terms of his IPL career there. He'd love to get back to that level. Who wouldn't? It's a good tournament. Who knows? Maybe he'll be signed by one of those 10 franchise sides again. Shukla alongside Singh probably being the rare high point for Oman's batting. There's that one missed. Somehow evades the off stump. Scores of 51 not out in the warm-up against Kuwait, the official T20I 2-match series they played, then 48 against Papua New Guinea, 30 not out against Qatar. That was such an important innings. He desperately needed that, and then he was also not out at the end against UAE. He's got to 17 tonight. Probably won't be enough to take the win, but at least someone showing some form at the bat for Oman.
Like Shukla, and it was about Jatinder Singh. He was very tender, not 100% fit, hoping the batting.
Oh, what a stop again. It's that man once more, Dipender Singh Airi. 3 more runs saved. Be a single to close out the 15. 79 for 7. Gulshanjab will search for a 4th wicket. Wasn't a hat-trick a little while ago. Pitch is outside leg, a long way outside leg, so that can't be given out. Nepal's best performance of the tournament, this one, Paresh, despite the wobble with the bats in the first innings.
They had a good start. The power play belonged to Nepal, but after that, Mohammad Nadeem coming to ball, and then 4 wickets.
Nadeem Khan.
For Nadeem Khan.
Yeah, ball brilliantly.
That turned the game around. But at the end, Gulshanjab, like always, back-to-back sixes, getting the momentum into the team. Good bowling, slower ball into the wicket. And even when Nepal came to poke in the second innings, good opening spell by Sompal Kami and Nandan Yadav. And then Gulshanjab 3 for 20 in his 4th. Sandeep Lami Chani taking a wicket also. A brilliant run out again by Dipender Singh Airi.
And the value of those run-outs, the 5 direct hit run-outs in those 5 matches. This is driven very elegantly by Sufyan Mahmood, who we haven't even mentioned yet, gets to the crease. Such a fine batter, isn't he? And a handy asset to come all the way down at number 9. That was one of the shots of the day for me.
Yes, played it on the up. Hit it straight. The umpire had to take evasive action there.
He's probably a bit low in the order for my liking, Sufyan Mahmood. He was initially listed at number 7. Sure, he's a better batter than Jitin Kumar Ramanandi, you would imagine. There's a bit of niggle, remember, because it was the send-off from Sufyan Mahmood to Gulshanjab that caused all the controversy. And again, I just wonder if somebody had a word here with Mahmood after that boundary. Bit of spice out there, despite Nepal coasting. I think Jab would love the wicket. He desperately wants the wicket of Sufyan Mahmood.
Actually, I think Asif Sheikh there is trying to do something.
I suppose standing up for his teammates. It was pretty clear we don't have the benefit of the stump mics, or really we're up in the soundproof commentary box because of the noise of the fans. So we have no idea what was said, but it was clear from what the umpire's actions were that Sufyan Mahmood had possibly gone past the line. He was given a long talking to by the 2 standing umpires. So Ja wants a bit of revenge. Not going to get it in this spell as Mahmood gets a single to get down on the striker's end. You pleased with where Nepal have taken their levels to tonight, Paresh? Is this been their best performance? You suspect so?
Yeah, this has been Nepal's best performance in this tournament. Started off well with the bat. Had a bit of a niggle in the middle overs. Kushal Bhutel playing a very good knock of 60 odd runs. Gulshanjab again back-to-back sixes. The second 6 was the biggest one.
Yeah, they were crucial. Slower ball, pumped down the ground. That's going to go for 6. Nearly comes up into our commentary box. I was about to dive for cover and guard you, Paresh, but I've got you, buddy, don't worry. It's a big hit to round out Jazz spell. He'll finish with 3 for 31. Oman, 90 for 7. Oh, the perfect straight 6, wasn't it? What a hit. Here we go, have a look. Look at how close this got up to the commentary box. We are just there. Now look at Paresh, he was about to duck for cover. It's okay, buddy. No harm done.
I think these glasses are very protective glasses.
I think they are the smash-proof or the shatter-proof ones, no doubt. They look like they're very well insulated up here. It's been such an addition to this ground. When I first came here 7-8 years ago, we didn't have the benefit of this media centre. We used to actually, if you just look at the left of your screen there, that little canopy, we used to get roped off towards the end there and have to commentate from the end of the balcony there, whilst the rest of the balcony was PMOAs, so that's where the players have their food. Certainly an upgrade. This building came in place for the T20 World Cup. It was about 4,000 seats that surrounded the ground. And there we are. Come on, Paresh. Everyone's been watching. Stand up and give them a wave. There we are, Paresh, here last night. Lovely to be with you. I don't know who's in the background. Someone's getting in the way. I don't know who that is back there. But guys, it's been great to have you. And we've loved every second. Namaste to everyone right the way around the world. I want to thank you so much. And also the cameraman up on top. Is that Innocent up there? It might be Innocent up above us. Doing a brilliant job. All the crew, David and Innocent and everyone. Our thanks to them for bringing these pictures around the world. Nandan Yadav comes into the attack. He'll bowl his final 2 here, you'd imagine. What is it that Stuart Law would be frustrated with from this campaign? Is it the return of the cardiac kids, bringing that drama, that manic, that chaos nature to their cricket?
He shouldn't be frustrated because the team won in a close game. Qualified for the T20 World Cup next year.
I think there will be. He's quite a perfectionist, Stuart Law. He's obviously got that elite Australian winning mentality. I think that's why he's been such a good fit to take over from Monty Desai, who's obviously still much missed and stays very much in contact with the team. We've seen him sending plenty of messages throughout this competition. For me, I don't think they've been at their best, I'll be honest. I think they've played poorly in phases. I think their batting has not had the consistency or the run accumulation that it maybe should have. They've clearly got a problem in the middle order in terms of not necessarily knowing where Kushal Malla and Sandeep Jora fit in alongside Irie and Ja. Most of the consistencies come as Powell nearly creates a run out at the non-strikers end. Most of the consistencies come at the top, hasn't it, from Bertel and Sheikh. But I think their fielding in particular has been the best I've ever seen across the whole tournament. The bowling most of the time has been good enough, although they've had 2 or 3 lulls, particularly against Qatar and against the UAE and Japan, in fact, actually. So there are improvements, significant improvements that can be made, but the fact that we're maybe critiquing them, Paresh, and they may go 6 games unbeaten speaks volumes about the expectations now for Nepal.
Yes, that is very true, Lenny. They have been much better today. Before the other matches, talking about Japan, they were 97 for 1 in the 13th over, I guess.
I think it was even the 12th, yeah. They were cruising. Should have got 160, 165, 170.
And the game against Qatar.
Well, I still don't know how Nepal won that. The game was over. It was if we had the WinViz, the prediction calculator, it would have been 98% Qatar. They needed less than a run of ball with 9 wickets in hand.
Yes.
An extraordinary, a staggering comeback. But I suppose that's a great sign, isn't it? That's a sign that the team has gears and levels it can go to. In the conditions, let's say they get placed in India, could Nepal challenge big name test nations in their group?
They might get that challenge. They have challenged South Africa in the last T20 World Cup, losing the game by 1 run. It was Gulshan Shah who was at the crease.
I suppose that particular surface in St. Vincent really played to the strength of Nepal's spinners, didn't it? Bertel was the hero with 4 wickets. Lamichhani was close to unplayable, very economical. Bender Singh Irie was very good that evening too. I think the addition of Nandan Yadav, remember he wasn't in that T20 World Cup squad back in 2024, and this is meant as no disrespect to Karen Casey, who's a legend. Yadav, that extra yard of pace, is a real boost, a real addition, as there's smiles all around for Nepal in the field. It's 94 for 7. Not going to see the 9 bowlers that we speculated we could have. We have seen 7 though, and Powell is being pretty ruthless. He's wheeling through his best options. Probably the surprise, just the one over for Dipender Singh Irene. He's often underused, isn't he, with his bowling?
Oh, actually today it was not necessary to bowl him because the wickets were coming in regular intervals. Just a solitary over for Dipender Singh, and he has done his job with a run out.
Does it again and again. The impact he's had in the field. This one's picked up a long way. Oh, that's an almighty strike. As Vinayak Shukla, I'm just giving Oman something to cheer here right at the death. The 100 comes up in the 18th over. Is it going to be too little too late? Or are we going to see another extraordinary fight back?
It is not over yet for Oman. They can still get these runs if they hit sixes like this.
We'll need plenty more up than 52 off 17 is the equation. I would have been tempted to go with Irie from this over, just really ruthlessly close it out. The runs that have tended to come have been to pace on this evening. Maybe Powell just underusing the spinners a tiny bit. Cammy will go round the wicket now. What can Shukla do? Can he give us a late rattle here? Can he get Oman into some kind of a position? Singles aren't going to help. It's been a case throughout the evening, hasn't it? Any set batter hasn't really got the support they've needed. Bertel didn't get it in the first innings, and now Shukla's failing to find a willing ally at the other end from anyone.
Yet another good knock by Shukla, 31 of 17, 32 of 18. Shafian Mahmood, 8 of 12. This is Sompal Kami's last over. He's bowled pretty well with a new ball.
Flicked away for a single. You'd like to see Shukla just really go hell for leather with these 3 balls. It's 50 to win off 15. It's not impossible. To give it a rattle, you've almost got to go bang, bang, bang here this over. 3 boundaries, 6-4-6 or something like that. Just to throw the cat amongst the pigeons, just to remind us that a T20's never done.
Last run he scored.
Tries to go downtown, doesn't get it, and it's going to be the Shukla. Gulshan Jah will take the catch, and now Sampal Kami's got the push-up celebration out. He's running through the routine of them. You cannot blame Vinayak Shukla. He played ever so well. Really the lone stand with the bat alongside Mohammad Nadeem for Oman. He's now got to go, and Nepal 2 good balls away from staying perfect and celebrating that World Cup qualification in real style.
And coming round the wicket, angling the ball away from the right-hander. Easy catch to Gulshan Jah. Look at him celebrate, and push-ups comes out from Sompal Kami. After a good cameo, Shukla has to depart for 30 of 19. Oman 102 for 8.
Shakil Ahmed. So the crease, he's in at number 10. Sampal Kami has a second. And he'd love a third next to his name, and a fourth if he could. Be a top ball from Kami. Paresh, Oman just blown away in the second innings here. They kind of did their job in the first.
Yeah, they did it after a good opening stand by Nepal, taking 4 quick wickets in succession. And coming to bat, chasing 152. Jatinder Singh had a niggle. He was not running well. He was just jogging around. Hit 2 sixes though.
Away and a diving stop attempted but not effected. It'll be a boundary to silence the Nepal fans who are reaching fever pitch. 18 bowled, 106 for 8. Not the greatest night for Lakesh Paresh. It's been a tricky entrance into the competition for him.
Batting at number 9, being an opening batsman, it's very tricky for an opening batsman to come at number 9.
Just want to give you that confirmation again. Oman and Nepal have qualified for the T20 World Cup. Whatever happens across the course of these last 12 deliveries, you have to say they both deserve it. They've both been unbeaten. It looks like Nepal will be the ones who will ascend to the top of the table. And with just Samoa left to play, you'd imagine on the final day, they'll have a day off tomorrow, that they'll seal the silverware. Sufyan Mahmood on strike, 12 balls left. Hit straight towards a deep mid-wicket and taken. Kushal Patel with his trademark kiss of the ball. Nandan Yadav's got 2 for. It's all going Nepal's way, and they've been exceptional this evening. They're going to round out their qualification and celebrate it in real style.
Nepal has shown the dominance of cricket, the way they've played. Not to the 100% mark in the earlier matches, but today they've come out and showed that they are well-deserved qualifiers for the World Cup. And even Oman, they played very good cricket throughout. Shakil Ahmed has to depart for 9 of 14. Oh, excuse me, it's Mahmood who has to depart, 9 of 14. 9 wicket down for Oman.
Yeah, you can't blame Sufyan Mahmood. He's just trying to wheel the willow. But for Oman, it's been a procession of batters to and from the crease again and again. Nobody has really found a way to find some kind of threat or counteract the threat of Nepal's exceptional fielding and bowling performance, and they're going to come up well short. Nepal rounding out to a glorious evening in real style. There'll be emotion across the nation, happy feelings, happy thoughts, and moments that the country will celebrate in unison, all together in unity. And wouldn't they like to bowl Oman out to finish it off, Paresh?
Shah Faisal, the last batter for Oman, coming in at number 11. The required rate, it's almost 28. I think it's all done and dusted for Oman.
Well, the required run rate of 27.6 would indicate that, Paresh. I fully agree. Nepal have been good value for their victory. They've outplayed the hosts who, well, had an excellent tournament. They've really impressed me in the field and with the ball, but they just have a few questions with the bat to answer. However these final few balls go, Nepal will deserve this victory. You'd imagine they'll be very confident against Samoa, and it would be just a case of job done, and off they go to India and Sri Lanka.
The credit goes to the head coach, all the support staff, and the players, the way they've united themselves from the start, from the Unity Cup, beating West Indies 2-1 in the bilateral series.
Sandeep Lamachani just comes up into the ring, or wants to. In fact, he'll be sent back. So deep fine leg, deep backward square, deep mid wicket all still stay out. For Oman, their improvements in the field very notable. Their bowling attack looks very good. Duleep Mendes will be just looking to find a way with the batting ahead of that World Cup.
Yeah, it's all about Oman's batting, which is seems to be a problem at the moment. No consistency apart from Jatinder Singh. And Vinayak Shukla, who's played a good knocks.
Yeah, Shukla's had a good tournament, hasn't he? I think on the whole, on the balance for Oman, it's been a very good tournament. They've probably just been a bit outskilled this evening. Maybe it ended up being a reasonably good toss to win. And deciding to bat first. Good pace on offer from Yadav. For Nepal, what will this mean to them, Paresh? The absolute world, I'd imagine.
Yeah, getting qualified for the T20 World Cup back-to-back. It's a very, very big achievement, not only for the players, for the nation, where we were going out of sorts. A very big problem that was happening the last month or so. Getting united, sports is the only one thing that unites everyone.
Yeah, isn't it just? And it's the power of sport, the beauty of sport. They're a great game, crickets. Yadav finishes with a slower ball. Brilliant bowling. It's another dot. 19 bowled. 107 for 9. Going to be Irie to bowl the 20th and final, Paresh, and a very nice way for him to round out what's been a brilliant tournament. Might be in the mix for the player of the tournament, despite not necessarily leading the run scorers or the wicket takers. Just his impact has been sensational. Those 5 run-outs, basically impossible to match or equal, and he will surely be the one who'll round things out. A fever pitch has been reached around the ground. This one's clubbed away into the offside. Good diving stop. We'll keep it to a single.
Harry onto his second over. Sport well, just a single run given away in the first spell.
Inside edge. That could have gone anywhere. Mala will chase after it. Shakil Ahmed fancies the second. Does just enough to get back. Really good evening. It's been a celebratory evening. It's been one that Nepal's fans have shared with the Oman fans here. We've got a fever pitch, probably 500 or 600 in and around the ground. And Paresh, with it being your last night, I want to thank you for all of your thoughts. It's been great to be with you. Irie is helped away over the offside. Won't quite get to the boundary as Bertel does the fielding. Been great to have you with me. I want to wish you a safe journey back home tomorrow. It's always good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Nathan. Likewise.
The Oman flag flying high still. Okay, Paresh, I'm going to leave the last ball for you. I think we'll see if Depender Singh Irie can find the wicket off bring it down pitch side. It will be in your hands, my friend. I will see you again, hopefully next month in Kathmandu. Let's see what happens. Oman, well, coming up short. Nepal, they're off to the World Cup. They'll be there with Oman, and they should be top of the table, the men from the Himalayas.
Just a ball remaining now for Nepal to register yet another victory in the Super Sixes in this tournament. Full toss, heaved away on the leg side. There is a protection. Rohit Paudel, the captain, doing. And now they realize that they have qualified for the World Cup, but they had qualified for the World Cup before the game started today. Both Oman and Nepal qualifies for the T20 World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. Nepal winning the game by 38 runs, a big margin. Nepal is going to lead the table right on the top. Oman is going to go in the second position, whereas UAE are in the third with 4 points. Handshakes all around, good sportsmanship spirit shown by all the players. Dominating victory for Nepal. Very well led by the captain Rohit Paudel. He marshalled his troops very well throughout the number of games that they played in this tournament. And Oman as well qualified for the World Cup next year. They still have a game to play. Oman, Nepal, their last game on the 17th at night, playing against Samoa. You can look at the top tier, the Omani flag waving around. They are also pleased that Oman has qualified for the World Cup along with Nepal. One spot remaining. Can that be UAE, or do we have a different team that will qualify as a third 20th qualification spot of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup next year? Played under good spirit, these two teams. Just redemption for Nepal 2 years ago. Oman getting on top in the super over against Nepal. Let's look at the batting card. Apart from Jatinder Singh, 14 of 11, 25 for Mohammad Nadeem, and 32, a good knock by Vinayak Shukla. None of the batters went to double figures. Aryan Raju Best, 11 of 14. They just managed 113 for 9 in the allotted 20 overs. We'll look at the bowling card now. Sopal Kami, 2 wickets, and Nandan Yadav 2 as well. Good economy rate for both of them. Dipendra Singh Airi wicketless, Sandeep Lamichhani taking the wicket, and Gulshan Kumar Shah 3 wickets, giving away 31 runs in 4 overs. Nepal winning the game by 38 runs. This is the match. Kushal Burtel top scorer for Nepal, 69 of 51. Nadeem Khan pick up the bowlers for Oman, 4 for 20. Ramanandi 2 for 26, and Mahmood 2 for 29, chasing a target of 152. Vinayak Shukla top score, 32 of 19. Mohammad Nadeem 25. Gulshan Shah taking 3 wickets, and this is the confirmation of the standings. Nepal right on the top with 8 points without any losses, 4 wins, and net run rate is also good for Nepal, 0.75. Oman in the second position with 6 points. Both the teams, first and the second, they have qualified for the World Cup. UAE on the third position.